Hey guys, what is up everybody and welcome to a new video. In this video I want to present you my bikes guide for 2024, and the reason why I decided to do so is because when I'm looking at motorcycle industry or motorcycle market, I feel that sometimes you can be lost in a number of choices which you have, or variety of bikes which are available for you to buy. And I was thinking, okay, so when I do my research and when I structure, let's say, for which purpose, which bike I would select, what are my top like 1, 2, 3 choices for this particular category, right? And I decided, like, why not in the beginning of 2024 we do bikes guide, where I at least gonna give you an idea what I would be looking for if I'm in the market for a new motorcycle this year. So it's the way how I structure this chart is that I select 3 categories. So I have street, touring and adventure. And of course each of those categories, they have their own purpose, and so the criteria which they have to meet in order to satisfy me as a user or as a potential owner. For the street category, what is important for me is exterior of the bike and also charisma. They're gonna be used in a city, and what is important there is they look nice, they ride nice, and they sort of fit into urban environment, right? When we speak about touring, for touring, like number one thing which is important is comfort. Touring motorcycles, they should have as much tech as they could, and also they have to be comfortable over the long distance, and that is my criteria for touring. And when we talk about adventure, adventure is something where you looking for a bike for which you can take for any ride you want. So let's say if you wanna go for a trip and you actually don't know what to expect on that trip, so you just want to have, first of all, versatile, then reliable, and more or less comfortable motorcycle to ride. And in terms of the price point, first group is everything under 10K. Second group is 10 to 15K. Third group is 15 to 20K, and the fourth group is like everything above 20K. As a reference, I'm taking prices in Germany, because Germany is the center of automotive industry in Europe, let's say, in my opinion, and all brands are well presented there. I have to be clear that I don't have experience with all motorcycles, and especially I don't have experience with all motorcycles long term. That's why I don't want to include those bikes, because I cannot judge how good they are or how much I like them based on what people say about them online. But since I have experience with several brands which I pretty much know, what this guide is good for is to give you an idea. Say, like, you're looking for a touring motorcycle with a specific price range, so what would be your, let's say, starting point in terms of research, right? So let's start with the street category, and street bikes under 10K. I put here Yamaha MT-07 and Triumph Trident 660 because I just believe those are the best motorcycles you can buy in this category. MT-07 is proven to be one of the best selling motorcycles, the most reliable motorcycles, and the most, let's say, friendly motorcycles for beginners. And Triumph Trident 660 is a bike which is direct competition to this bike, and it represents new generation of Triumph motorcycles and their triple engines. So I would say that choosing either of those, you will be completely fine, you will be satisfied, and more than that, you will be happy to ride both of those motorcycles. They well balanced, they handling really well, and they have latest generations, they have connectivity. I think with Yamaha it comes as a standard, but with the Trident you can have it optionally. Yeah, I mean, generally either bike you take, you will be satisfied. Just look which of them appeals to you most in terms of outlook, exterior, or design, because Yamaha is a little bit more futuristic and Triumph is more like classic European style bike. So it's up to you which you like the most. But again, in terms of reliability, in terms of riding experience, in terms of riding comfort, those bikes are really good. Next category is between 10 and 15k. Here again, my favorite choices would be Yamaha and Triumph, and here I'm looking to Yamaha MT-09 and Triumph Street Triple. Again, I feel those bikes are the most fun bikes in this category, and MT-09 is being refreshed for 2024. It now has a little bit different design, like a little bit more fresher design. Street Triple is such a beautiful motorcycle when you see it in person. The only thing which might not appeal to everyone is the front lights as well. I don't know what's happening with like those bikes, like front lights on both of them is sort of, only if you like it. When you see those bikes, when you ride those bikes, like handling is perfect, power delivery is perfect. They have so like in the way how they sound, like it's just beautiful motorcycles to ride. Next we move to a little bit more premium category between 15 and 20,000 euros per motorcycle, and here I have like 3 bikes which I would look for: Yamaha MT-10, Triumph Speed Triple, and BMW S1000R. So I believe that like all of those motorcycles, they sort of like badass motorcycles, and it just matter of preference, design of which one you like the most. So I personally probably gonna go here with Yamaha, just because somehow Yamaha appeals to me more. But I could equally look into Triumph and BMW as well. And now we have 20 and more, right? So it's a little bit pricey for a street bike, I would say. And there are mostly Ducatis in that category, and for me actually 2 motorcycles appealing the most in that category. It is Ducati Diavel and Ducati Street Fighter. But to be honest, like if you're ready to spend money on a like ultimate street bike, outlook of that bike is one of the factor why you buying it. I would say that like if you're already above 20k, why not to go for a Diavel, right? That's sort of my point of view. So I would stick with Diavel, but consider Street Fighter as well, because there is also a nice looking motorcycle. So next category is the touring, and here, as I mentioned before, comfort is important, long distance comfort, and also package, like overall package. So what you get for your money when you buy that bike. So under 10k, I would honestly look at Triumph Tiger Sport 660, and I don't feel there is anything else which can be fitted into that price bracket with such good package, because even with the side panniers it will be under 10k. There can be also Yamaha Tracer 7, but the thing is, since we are talking about touring, you have to look into GT version of Tracer, and the GT version of Tracer will be above 10k, so you could not fit into this price bracket. Can be also option for Kawasaki Versys 650. It is super versatile motorcycle. It has more adjustability than Taiga, because I think front fork is adjustable. It has cruise control, which is nice. And also with the side panniers you can fit into price range. But again, my personal opinion and my personal choice would be Taiga 660 Sport. Next category, which is 10 to 15k, will be only one bike which I personally would look for, is Triumph Tiger 900 GT. So it's 900 GT, not GT Pro, because GT Pro will go into the next category between 15 and 20k, but there is another player in that price bracket. So speaking of this particular bike, Tiger GT 900, it's been refreshed for the next year, and I think that overall package of that bike is really good. So engine is more powerful, they managing vibrations a little bit better. So like all the small tweaks which makes this a little bit more better bike than previous generation, even though the previous generation was really good bike. If you factor in some of the accessories such as panniers or maybe central stand, you will be exactly under 15k with that bike. And once we move to the next category between 15 and 20k, I think that there is only one bike which I would personally look for, and that is Yamaha Tracer 9 GT Plus. There can be also Honda NT 1100, but to be honest, like if you compare technical specs, especially technology which those bikes have on board, Tracer 9 GT Plus is unbeatable. First of all, it is brilliant machine, like mechanically it is like brilliant motorcycle. But then you have active cruise control, you have linked brake system, electronically adjustable suspension, semi-active suspension by the way. You have huge TFT screen with number of features. All those things are actually makes it like really nice package. So in the next premium category, which is 20,000 K and more, I mean there are only two brands which I would consider. It is BMW and Honda, and I think from BMW it would be the best choice would be either R1250 RT or K1600 GT. Like those bikes are ultimate tourers, and I would say that if you get one, you're fine for any sort of long distance travel. And if you speak about Honda Goldwing, so Goldwing been there for ages, right? So that bike is proven to be legend for grand touring, and that would be the bike of my choice. Of course, there can be also FGR 1300, but the thing is that bike is kind of old already, and it's been there for a while with no modifications, and also it's not available everywhere in the world, so it's only available I think Canada and maybe North America, but for the rest of the world this bike is already discontinued. And now we are moving to adventure category. So adventure category, as I mentioned before, it should be something suitable for long distance travel, should be reliable, should be simple to maintain, should be sort of headache-free motorcycle. And under 10k I would look only for Honda NX 500. So I think that is bike which is probably would be the best choice in this price bracket. For 10 to 15k I would only consider two bikes, Honda Transalp and also Yamaha T7 Explorer. Transalp is basically a new bike from the last year, 2022. There was previous generations of Transalp, and then at some point Honda discontinued that bike and they focused more on Africa Twin, but starting from the last year they decided to sort of bring it back. And Yamaha T7 is again legendary motorcycle in terms of adventure. I would consider T7 Explorer because it's new motorcycle for 2024, and Yamaha retuned this bike a little bit. It has quick shifter, it has a little bit less suspension travel, which makes it a little bit more stable on highways, and I would say that's where it's like comes close to Transalp. Moving to the next, between 15 and 20k, two bikes there. It is new Africa Twin, which updated for 2024, and Triumph Tiger 900 Rally Pro is also well received motorcycle, and among motorcycle community is proven to be sort of reliable and fun bike to ride. You definitely will be satisfied with these bikes no matter how far you go and what sort of terrain you want to tackle. And now bikes which are in 20k and more category. Here I would say that, like I personally would never consider adventure bike in this category, but nevertheless there is like few bikes which are represented in this category and we basically have to mention them. And since we are talking about adventure, I would actually focusing only on adventure variations of those motorcycles. So first of all, it is 1250 GS Adventure is still there. Probably that is a bike which you're gonna take for places where you don't know what to expect. Triumph Tiger 1200 Rally Explorer will be also great choice because it also featuring 30 liters tank, which gonna allow you to extend the range of how far you can go. And also there will be Ducati Multistrada V4S, just if you wanna a little bit of spiciness, and if you want a good looking motorcycle and you want this like Ducati character. So that's probably gonna be top 3 bikes in this category. As I mentioned before, that's kind of my personal guide and my personal preferences for the bikes in each particular segment. I don't do sport bikes here and I don't do classics here because it's basically just not my style, at least for now. If you agree or disagree with something, just leave your comment in the comment section below. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.